All right, welcome back to day 23, the 100 horror films in 31 days. Um, I got in 6 films today, so kind of recovered from the slow day before. First up was Tales from the Crypt, Demon Night, 1995. Stars Billy Zane, and he is chasing. Basically, he's a demon chasing another guy that's trying to put the demons out of business. William Sadler is in this. This one, Billy Zane doesn't do much for me, particularly in kind of a villain role. I mean, I just don't think there was 2 issues with this film for me. One is I think the storyline really only justifies maybe an anthology short, 30 minutes, no more than 45. I just don't think there's enough here to justify a 90-minute long movie. And then I think Billy Zane is miscast. He just doesn't do anything for me in kind of a villain role. But that's me. A lot of people love this film, but I mean, I didn't hate it. I gave it a 6 out of 10. It's just not something that I resonated with me at a younger age. And I noticed some of the comments about this film was people that saw this as a young child or a teen, and it kind of had an impression on them. And that stuff happens. But at any rate, for me, this was kind of it's all right, but move on. The guy that directed it, Ernest Dickerson, really didn't do it. Really just does dramas and ethnic dramas. I mean, all right, 1989's American Rickshaw. Bought this Blu-ray. This is a Cauldron release, which was a relatively new company. They've put out a couple of things, including Abracadabra, which I've watched, and I'll talk about that. American Rickshaw. I mean, this is an interesting film. I would define it as a lightweight thriller. Maybe not so much a horror film, but a lightweight thriller. And it does feel like it's direct to video, but it doesn't. It apparently was not. Donald Pleasance is in it, but he has relatively a minor role. He looks kind of annoyed, with the proceedings, but I guess he did an okay job for the time he was in there. The film is really nuts. It's a crazy film, but the acting is flatly acted film. I give it a 5 out of 10. It wasn't. Again, this is another one that probably won't go back to, other than to check out the special features, which there's a number of those on here. Picture quality looked good. It's a Sergio Martino film. I mean, I'm kind of disappointed, really, that it didn't have that much of an impact on me, but I don't know. I mean, it's it's got strippers and sex tapes, and it's got all the elements that I thought would enjoy it. I would enjoy it, but I just thought it was kind of flat. Maybe I just need to give it another watch sometime. I mean, that's part of the problem with power watching these movies day in and day out. Some of them just start to kind of fly over. And I am kind of running out of gas. I'll admit that. I've hit my 100. As of today, I'm kind of like at 117, I think. So I've achieved the goal already. All right, now we're back to my famous and my favorite 8-film horror pack. Trying to knock this thing out. So I watched Children of the Living Dead, which is right here. I was shocked. It's pretty damn good. I mean, it's shot on video. We probably should have separate ratings for shot on video versus other films, but it's a watchable film. It is. It's got a decent opening scene with Tom Savini that I thought was good. Yeah, it's kind of a homage to Night of the Living Dead. Very, very much. In fact, I think it was shot in Pennsylvania. It's very much runs along those lines. But it was decent. It really was. Uh, Tor Ramsey directed this, who I don't see. Doesn't look like he did anything else. Maybe one other credit. My rating for this is really in the context in the context of these other films. Don't go off a cliff and say that shit. And why did you like it? It's bad, but in the context of this set, it's pretty damn good. I mean, um, I think I gave it a, just to wrap this up, four and yeah, it's 4.5 out of 10. It's watchable, which is all that I could have really asked for after kind of sitting through some of the first ones there. Okay. What's up next here? Oh yeah, JD's Revenge, 1976 black exploitation. Man, you can't get through a month of October without some black exploitation. And this one's a good one. This is a good one. JD, uh, in the opening scene, is in a slaughter uh, storage area where they're storing cow carcasses, and basically he gets shot down. He's in a love triangle, and he gets shot down, and then you fast forward to New Orleans, which it was really interesting to look at New Orleans in the mid '70s. There's a lot of shots of New Orleans in here in the mid '70s, and JD basically comes back and possesses another guy to get revenge on the people that shot him. That's kind of the deal. Good film, good film, well acted. I really liked it. In fact, I think I gave it a. I did. I gave it an 8 out of 10. It crossed the bridge from good to great. JD's Revenge. Of course, that's directed by Arthur Marks, and he did. I mean, he did all kinds of exploitation films back then. Um, just a slew of exploitation films. Glenn Turman is in it, who was also in Super 8. I didn't realize he was in Super 8. And you'll see a young Louis Gossett Jr. in this as the priest, the reverend, criminal turned reverend who JD is going after in the film. Good stuff, really good stuff. And of course, Arrow does a fantastic job with their releases. It's actually Blu-ray DVD combo, and then you've got a booklet. So yeah, I mean, definitely can recommend JD's Revenge. It's one of the must-owns of the October watches. Of course, Louis Gossett, was in Jaws 3D. That may have killed his career, I think. Next up is, well, let's go back here. Let's see. Um, this is the last film to talk about in this glorious 8 movie pack, and that is Creepy Crawlers, or I think it's called They Nest. Yeah, They Nest in 2000, looks like 2000. This is a decent bug movie. It's the best of the bug. It's the best of the 8. And for obvious reasons, it's probably because of the acting. You've got John Savage is in this, Dean Stockwell is in this, and Thomas Calabro's in this. I don't know if people know him, but he's a very good actor. Anyway, this is basically cockroaches infesting a small town, but it's very good. It's well shot, good story, well acted. I have no complaints about this one. It's directed by Elroy Elcom. He's a New Zealand director. Not sure how to pronounce his last name. He did Eight-Legged Freaks. Yeah, Eight-Legged Freaks. But yeah, John Savage is great in this. Of course, he was in Deer Hunter, things like that. Dean Stockwell is always good. Yeah, it's a decent way to finish the set. I'm glad I'm done with it, but it was a decent way to finish the set. They saved the best for last. And then the last film on the docket is The Ghost Lovers, 1974. This is directed by Shin Chang Ok, who also did, he did a bunch of stuff, mostly kind of martial arts movies. Yeah, this is one of the Asian ghost films that's kind of, it's not as wacky crazy as some of the others I've watched, but this is a very kind of a told straight story. It's a seriously told ghost story based on a woman that was a virgin when she died. And what happens is she's in purgatory until she can find someone to marry her spirit and spend the night with her spirit. It's a good story. It's not, don't be looking for batshit crazy gore, This is not that. This is much more along the lines of Quaidon type storyline. But it's good. It's definitely one that needs to be seen more often. Yeah, so that's going to do it. I think I'm in 12 minutes now. That's going to do it for my watches for the day. Appreciate you watching.